Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Bolt's Garage. The GSF coming out of storage today, baby. Yes, it is March 7th today. I don't know if you could see, but most of the snow in my yard has melted on the streets. It's all gone. It hasn't rained yet, and usually I wait till it rains like a good 2-3 times to wash all the salt off the roads. But everything is dry, so I'm just gonna take it out. I work in the evening today. We're gonna go ahead and uncover this bad boy, get it off the flat stoppers, and we're gonna actually try to do a quick install because I have 2 hours to get to work, and I figure might as well combine this with not only just taking the cover off and starting the car video, but an install of Apple CarPlay. So let's get into it. I got my assistants, Max and Charlie. Yes, Charlie. You guys know Charlie. This is Max. I don't know if you guys have seen him before. He is, come here, you little shit. He is always up to no good, I'm telling you. No, you can't eat that, bro. Why are you eating this? So as you guys know, Frenchie passed away in November, and Charlie was super lonely ever since that happened. So only sensible thing to do was to get another pup so that Charlie could have somebody to play with. And let me tell you, they are like the bestest of friends. So, and he's a handful, but he's a good little boy. And his eyes, I can't show you them now, but they're such like green eyes. It's so pretty. But anyway, let's get this car cover off and get this install going. And as you all know, the hardest part of this is getting all that compressed into this little bag. I should really just get a damn garbage bag and stuff it into that. Make my life easier, but this way I know that this is it. Without further ado, let's get a cold start. Since last December. Take off the battery tender, did its job, kept the battery nicely charged up. I'm gonna let this bad boy run for a good 10 minutes, then drive it off the flat stoppers here, park it in the middle, and we'll get the install going. Man, it is good seeing this car again. And as you can tell, I did raise the suspension up a little bit last season, but I feel like the front is just slightly like 2-3 mils too high for my liking, but we'll play with it in the summer once I put the Vosens on. But here it is. So my brother's gonna say, well, this is a cluster bomb of wires and blah 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 blah, but this basically is a Lexus Smart Link system, which is going to connect to my existing system to allow me to have Apple CarPlay. I experienced Apple CarPlay when I was driving a Lexus ES, and it was phenomenal having all those simple controls and how intuitive it was. So I picked this up from a seller on Facebook in the Facebook group for about 200 bucks. And we're gonna go ahead and install it today. So let's get to it. Okay, so what we have to do is take apart basically the radio section and the screen section out. I've done this before. It is fairly straightforward. So let's get into this process so this video is not 25 hours long. So small Phillips head, there's 3 screws up top here. They're plastic screws. Here we go, we got one. All right, so once we got those 3 screws out, you could just pull down on this. Clip came out, that's fine. Actually, let me pull up on the bottom first. Okay, clips come out. And then you very gently guide the bottom up so that it doesn't scratch the dash here. And that comes out, and you can put it on the side. And then there are 4 what looks like 10mm bolts that hold the screen in, which we need to remove. So as you can see, the 2 bolts right there, and then there's 2 on this side, so let's remove those. Okay. Once you remove those bolts, put a microfiber towel down right in front of the screen. And then you're just gonna pull the screen towards you to expose 2 wires, 2 plugs that go into here, which we're gonna T-tap into. So once we got this, let me go ahead and take out the bottom. So I popped off the panel. It's very simple. I didn't get it on camera, I'm sorry. Put your fingers right in here and just yank it, and it just comes straight out, and it's hanging right here on the side. Then you got 2 bolts on the bottom that you need to get taken out to loosen the radio. And if you're wondering what this is, it's my double-sided tape that I had my cell phone mount on, which I will be taking off. But let me get another microfiber towel. We're gonna put the towel down, and we're gonna slowly pull the radio out. And this, oh, look who came to help. Max, hi. Let me see your pretty eyes. Come here, let me see your pretty eyes. So this is where we're at, okay? And there's not a lot of room back here. Actually, let me unplug this so it's not just, the wires are not hanging on it. Max, you coming to help? Love you, boy. So there's not a lot of wiggle room in the radio here with these plugs. I mean, this is basically as far out as you could pull this radio out. So you just have to kind of unplug this plug, the main one, and it will give you more room. So going off the instructions, this is the radio setup screen that we have. We have to undo the main plug, which is this giant one, and this one next to it, and then the one on top of the radio. Then we could plug in our other harnesses into it. So, all right, so you could see that I unplugged the main harness right here, and then that one right there. And what we're going to do is connect their basically their T harness. This is going to connect into the radio, and then on the other end, that plug is going to connect to this side. So I took basically most of the plugs off so I could just show you how this goes. So their T harness plugs in here and then connects to the original plug. Then the second plug right here from the T harness goes into the radio, and then the other end connects to the original plug. Then what we have to do is feed this connecting wire in through and up here, because that's going to connect up here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so everything seems to be working. As you can see, I don't have everything fully connected. I'm just test running it to make sure it works, and it does work. As you can see, I got the maps, I got the music. So what I'm gonna do is figure out where I can mount this, which is probably gonna go under the glove box here. But I mean, half of these wires you don't need. These two bundles of plugs are not even needed. These two right here, not needed, because that's for the other connections. This is where the plug goes in that connects to the box. So there's really 1, 2, 3 wires going to the box, and then 3 cables going to the one plug to the upper screen, and then 2 plugs to the bottom screen. So let me disassemble all of this, reconnect it and hide it, and I'll show you how everything works once it's all put together. All right, small update. I had to drop the glove box in order to give me access to hide this box right in that corner, because it can't fit down here, can't fit here. The wire is not long enough to go under the glove box, so you have to drop the glove box, and you could get to see and know your car a little bit better. So to be continued as I finish mocking up these wires and pulling the wires through there and getting it nice and tidy. Route, and it's very quick, very smooth. You have all your other options here, settings, messages. So if I go under phone, it'll show me my recents, and then we could go down to, let's say, settings, and you have a few settings. Always dark display, wallpaper. Right now I have it on black, but you could change it around. Like, let's say if I select this, that's what it would look like, and you could either select cancel or set. Let's try this one. What about this red? It's just, I think it's just too much, so I'm just gonna leave it black, because you could have solid colors, and I think that black is the way to go. So I'm just gonna set it as black. A few other settings, but it's, I mean, fairly super intuitive to use. You could use Waze if you have it on your phone. Either or. Very intuitive, very smooth. Like, it works freaking incredibly well. Incredibly well. I'm very pleased with it. So if you guys are interested, install was not too bad. I had to remove the glove box, hide the module on the side back there, because that's the only place it had space. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, so thumbs up to this.